What's cracking, everybody? Try to do a video on my lunch, see if I'm able to finish it and still eat. But anyways, so I meant to do this video the other day when I'm doing the mean one and the other one. But so like a lot of people, I do not like the Vlad TV. I don't, and it's funny because nobody seems to like Vlad TV, but every video he puts out, it gets ridiculous numbers. And he's getting money off of it, right? He's so it's weird, man. But I did watch a video, one of his videos the other day, and in this one, he didn't really talk much. I'm gonna try to put the link in the description in this video. And this interview was with a dude by the name of King Tone out of New York. He says, so I guess, I'll just say what he says, that he was tapped to be the leader of the Latin Kings out there in New York. And I mean, I'll be honest, there's always been that thing. We know out here in California, there's always been that thing where that little rivalry, and it's weird why there would be one, because there's so few Puerto Ricans out here, but there's that rivalry between Mexicans and Puerto Ricans. Mainly you see it in boxing. It used to drive me crazy when I would watch, and it would always be like a old ass Mexican against a young Puerto Rican. So it's frustrating, but they got good fighters. But I wanted to see, it's the second time I watched a thing on the Latin Kings. Another one was by some New York dudes that have a podcast, I guess, and there was two of them dudes. And like out here is different. Over there, like even the way the Bloods are over there are different than out here. They try to do things like, it's weird. So anyways, I watched it just to hear, and honestly, it was one of the best videos I've seen in a while, man. The dude was very intelligent. He was very open, especially when Vlad, Vlad tries to get people to talk about crimes and shit. But to just hear the way, the passion that he had for friends of his that were buried in the system out there, it's the same as us out here. But he spoke in a way, and obviously they're a little loud and shit, but that's just because he was passionate about what he was saying. And I dug it, man. It was good shit. And I hate that I have to go ahead and link one of Vlad's videos, but I think he posed a lot of good questions. He talked about how a person can come over here and be a terrorist and do this crazy ass shit, or shoot up a mall or shoot up a school, and get a completely different sentence than a brown or a black person would get. And I know it, people, there he goes on that racial shit. It's not the racial shit, it's just, I'm speaking on what he's talking about, how it is true, man. And it doesn't really have to be race, because you could, like the terrorists, they're not white, the ones that he's speaking of, but they got money. And it's an eye-opener. So it isn't just the color of your skin, it's how much money you got behind you. To, you know, he talks about how where he grew up, where it was rough, and why he got involved in the shit he got involved with. And you know, over there it's different. Now they have a lot of California gangs out there, especially the black gangs. So maybe things have changed a little bit, but it's still, to me, it was a great video. It was really powerful as far as somebody trying to advocate for change, and the way minorities or poor people in general are prosecuted. Their cases are prosecuted. You know, like out here in California, you know, if you kill somebody, you get a life sentence. But to pander to certain people in the state, politicians enacted these other laws where, well, let's throw a gang enhancement on that. You know, and certain other enhancements that they can add on. The motherfucker's dead and you got an L already. Like, what's the point in putting all that other shit? You know, one of the things that frustrates me is, and I don't talk about that, Democrats and Republicans, you know, to each their own. I wish people would study and just look into the parties and who has done what. Not who has said something that sounded the best, but what have they really done? And I said it in another video, and I'll say it again, man. I'll never forget when these certain laws were enacted in this state by Republicans, which it was still the Democratic majority in the state, but they blamed the Republicans for these certain laws that when they passed, the Democrats were, oh, these are racist and these are only targeting minorities, but yet they allowed them to happen. And then when the Democrats got in office, or had, you know, got in the governor's office and had the ability to change these certain things that they were on the state capitol crying about and trying to start a fire under their voters' asses to get them to do what they wanted to do, when they had the power to make them changes and put things back so they're not racist against minorities, they didn't. And I don't know, watch the video if you got time, check it out. Let me know in the comment section what you think about what he had to say. And seriously, man, you guys, you know, I always stress education, man. Educating our kids and educating the youth. Educating ourselves. You know, old dogs can learn new tricks. It's just a lot harder. But really, man, really look at it. Really look at your stance on state politics as far as the political parties. Look at what's been done over the last 40, 50 years. Look at not what's been said, what's actually been done. What's been done to try to get poor people out of being poor instead of helping poor people stay poor, helping poor people stay dependent. We need to be independent. We need to own our own businesses, all minorities. We need to force a seat at the table. We need to force a voice that they gotta hear, not through violence, but through education, through money, through having that kind of clout that they recognize and they understand. Like, whoa, we need to try to work with this here. That's the shit that will make the difference for our kids. We're older now, and we've done what we've done, and we've learned. And the things that we learn, we need to make sure our children are able to learn them at a young age and apply that knowledge as they grow and they mature and make a difference. So with that, I'm out.